Skinny Holloway Southern T, back with another EP. And I'm glad y'all good folks can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor before you roll on in. Well, as you roll on in, y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy as you come through the building. Today I'm here with a little different tea. You know what I mean? This sudden tea is surrounding the news pertaining to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia's retirement from the sport of boxing. Yes, it is true. Mikey Garcia has retired from the sport of boxing. What's good, DP? Just do. We just sliding through. Y'all hit that like button for your boy. Yes, Mikey Garcia has retired from the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Mikey Garcia was being interviewed. Not really sure by who, but I do have the quotes. Mikey Garcia was being interviewed, and they asked Mikey Garcia. They asked Mikey Garcia about Robert Easter. They asked him about H. Broner. They asked him about Sergey Lipinets. You know what I mean? They asked him about a few people, and one of the people that they asked him about was Errol Spence. And when they asked him about Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia said that Errol Spence was probably the toughest fight of his career. He said he'd been in tough fights before, but the Errol Spence fight was different. It took something different to get up and get through that Errol Spence fight. He said a lot, but he said one thing in particular. He said, "What's good, D man? Charles Granger. Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in." He said one thing in particular, that stood out to me because after that fight with Mikey, because after that fight, with Mikey and Earl, a lot of people were saying, Mikey will never be the same. A lot of people said they think Mikey will never be the same. Mikey had folks Sendo Martin. You know what I mean? He had looked like he wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Type deal. But it's been a lot of speculation, and rumblings that Mikey ain't been the same since the Earl Spence fight. You got some people who feel that. You got another group of people who feel like, people are just trying to give Earl Spence too much credit, for doing something. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. You know what I mean? But Mikey Garcia, he came out yesterday, and Mikey Garcia, he pretty much confirmed or cleared up, everything that we had been talking about. You know what I mean? Mikey Garcia, he came out and he kept it real. He kept it honest, and he kept it real with himself above all, not just the people. But he told us, he said that Errol Spence, is a different kind of guy. He said that Errol Spence fight changed him. He said that Errol Spence fight changed him physically, and that the Errol Spence fight changed him mentally. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people, like to say, now the running joke with this situation is right. Well, Errol Spence couldn't even knock out little Mikey. Errol Spence couldn't knock out little Mikey. You know what I mean? So I thought it was interesting for Mikey to come out here and say what he said about Errol Spence, because I had been telling people, I say this a lot. You know what I mean? I said sometimes getting knocked completely out is better for you than getting beat up over the course of 12 rounds. And a lot of people don't understand what I mean when I say that, but this Mikey Garcia situation is the perfect example of where it might have probably would have been better for Mikey Garcia to get knocked out rather to get beat up over the course of 12 rounds the way he did in this Errol Spence fight. Now, this is not me saying this. This is Mikey Garcia saying this. Mikey Garcia said that this fight with Errol Spence, it changed him physically and it changed him mentally. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's cool how Mikey, he basically came out and he confirmed a suspicion that everybody pretty much always had. It's real cliche in boxing. It's real cliche in boxing. It's real cliche in boxing, when people say, yeah, that fight changed him. That fight took some years off him. It's a cliche thing to say in boxing, but it is a real thing. You know what I mean? Mikey said this himself. This isn't something that I said. That Errol Spence fight changed Mikey. It took some fights off of him. He said that ultimately is what led to his retirement. I'm going to say that again. Mikey Garcia said this Errol Spence fight is what ultimately led to his retirement. You know what I mean? So when Mikey says this, you got to understand, and this is a prideful boxer, and Mikey a prideful individual. And Mikey and Errol Spence, they're not friends They're not friends in this situation. They don't even get along. They even take little jabs at each other every now and again still. You know what I mean? From their last fight. So for Mikey Garcia to say this, he not just saying this, to give Errol Spence no kudos or no points because they don't get along. They not friends like Sean Porter and Bud Crawford. Errol Spence and Mikey don't get along at all. You know what I mean? So for Mikey to come out and say this, that Errol Spence fight must really did, change Mikey. It must really did alter Mikey. You know what I mean? And I always joked with it and said, yeah, Errol Spence changed Mikey, Errol Spence changed Mikey, and all that. But it's just joking with it. But now to have Mikey to come out and say it, man, I think that's a different, kind of thing. I think that's a different kind of thing. Mikey lost to Sindor Martin after the Errol Spence fight. In the much surprise to everyone, he lost to Sindor after the Errol Spence fight. You know what I mean? Mikey just never looked the same. You know what I mean? He just never looked the same ever since the Errol Spence fight. And now we know why. Because Mikey himself said that he was never the same. You know what I mean? Since that Errol Spence fight. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. I got 12 people in the bit and I got 9 likes. I need 3 of y'all to smash that like button for your boy as you roll on in. Y'all smash that like button for your boy as you roll on in. But yeah, Mikey Garcia, retired recently. And I guess since he's not planning to fight anymore, you know what I mean? He could, he could say this kind of thing. But I know this was tough for Mikey to come out and say this, especially with the history that him and Errol got. Like, again, him and Errol, really don't get along. So I know Mikey ain't saying this, just to boost up Errol. He's saying this because he really mean it. Felix Nunez, what's up? What's good, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Felix Nunez. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as y'all roll on in. Greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as y'all roll on in. But hell yeah, so all the speculation and shit, all the speculation and the jokes and the rumblings, about Errol Spence, being the one to retire Mikey, about Errol Spence, being the one to about Errol Spence ending Mikey Garcia's career. You know what I mean? All the jokes about Errol Spence not being able to knock out little old Mikey. People say, well, you didn't knock out little old Mikey. Well, little old Mikey just told you now Errol ain't knock him out, but Errol did change him physically and he changed him mentally. You know what I mean? After you get out of there, well, the thing is, like, the joke, like, nobody who really knows boxing, nobody who really knows the sport, nobody who really watched the sport is going to tell you that Errol Spence don't got power. Only somebody who dislike Errol Spence, is going to tell you that Errol Spence don't got power. When Errol Spence is hitting these people, he's hitting these people with everything he got. It's firm. It's a lot of gut shots, a lot of stomach shots. You know what I mean? That shit catches up to you. You know what I mean? Then you have to drop your hands to protect your body. And then you start chipping away at your head. These are things that Mikey Garcia said. See? You see that? I'm not saying this. Mikey Garcia said this. Mikey Garcia said Errol chips away at your body. He makes you bring your arms down, and then he attacks the head. You know what I mean? So for everybody saying, well, Errol is basic, Errol is this, Errol is that, you know what I mean? Mikey Garcia don't seem to feel that way. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Mikey came out and said what he said. You know what I mean? I'm glad Mikey came out and said what he said. I'm glad, Mikey finally cleared that up, you know what I mean? Because it was like an ongoing thing at first, you know what I mean? Did Errol Spence change Mikey? Did Errol Spence make Mikey retire? You know what I mean? Type deal. Mikey Garcia came out and he answered the questions for y'all. You know what I mean? Well, let me go and hit y'all. With Skin the Harder Way Sudden T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look, Mikey Garcia came out and said that indeed Errol Spence fight did change him mentally and it changed him physically. And that had a lot to do with the reason that he retired the other day. But that's all I got. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Greatly appreciate y'all.